¿Qué tal, amigos? Welcome to another episode of LatiNation Football Club. Y estoy súper emocionado because today we have a great show. We have Champions League, Champions Cup, we have Liga MX, we have MLS, and we have great football all around, great goalkeeping, great games, great goals, and we have a great crew to match the effort. We have Chiva Mayor, Julio Ramos, we have Nik Z. I'm so excited. Chiva, el Black and Gold está despertando, le ganaron a Columbus, van invictos en la liga, no convencen al 100, pero después de lo de Columbus me estoy emocionando.
Dude, it's been amazing to see Buanga finally waking up with two amazing goals, especially the second one. But most importantly, I think the fact that 0 goals, it's amazing to see. It's not a pretty football there. At the beginning, they were struggling, especially, and all the games actually. But then they managed to balance it and somehow score and take the win. It's looking good for LAFC.
Nick, how are you, my friend? I know that you might literally be on the other side of the table. Galaxy doesn't seem to be able to put together a good start this season. What's happening with the white and yellow?
Yeah. I think it's safe to say I'm definitely not emocionado right now. I'm a little nervioso, but hey, we're just getting started, guys. We're just getting started here. You see, this is my face. This is me not panicking. This is me just not panicking.
You know what? I love that. I love the confidence because you're right. There's only 10% of the games being played right now. Just enough to start to see some trends, but not enough to make a definite judgment of how the seasons are going to go. But a team that was surprisingly strong this week was Miami, guys. I know that we are setting the bar really high for this team. They are obligated in our eyes to win it all because they are so stacked and they are playing to that beat. Because what we saw this weekend, the way of winning without Messi, with an almost 40-year-old Suarez playing a magnificent game with a world-class assist, with a world-class juke, and then a goal.
Yeah, no doubt. They are the team to beat. So you got Suarez. Okay, so let's count my Messi out for just a moment here. Even without him, as you said, they're looking so strong, well-balanced, well-oiled machine. Man, look, they're up there, right? Like they're up there. Teams to watch.
You said it. They're stacked, man. I mean, Segovia second place with 3 goals already. As a top scorer. No Messi, 10 players. Something that worries me about Miami a little bit is the fact that on almost every game they get a red card. They got to work on that. They got to work because they're only gonna make it harder on them now. But definitely, really strong team.
One of the highlights that I could rescue from Houston is the minutes that Nico Lodeiro played, clearly showing that once Nico is taking control of that team, they might not be such an easy target. Now let's move to another game. Nick, I know that you might not be ready to talk about it, but we gotta talk about it. Galaxy is not looking good. Lost in the domestic league 2-1 to Vancouver. Now, let's say Vancouver come out swinging. It's a team that has been playing at a high level for a long time. Nick, what needs to change in Galaxy to start getting some points in the board?
Yeah, we need to find some magic injury healing potion. I think that's step 1. Then we need to find a time machine. I think we can manage both. Ricky Puig out through the summer, torn ACL. It's going to be an uncertain, shaky start to the season without Ricky, and it's proving to be that so far. I mean, we're realizing how crucial Ricky Puig really is without, key players from last year, and we have to figure out how to move forward. Is it too early can we return San Diego? Is there a 30-day return policy? We got enough teams in Southern California that are so much better than the Galaxy now.
Oh my God, yes, the Galaxy. Let's talk about San Diego really quickly. I'm going to glaze over the 1-0 win of the Black and Gold because it wasn't very exciting. There's not much to talk about that. They got the 3 points as a big team and they moved on. San Diego, I want to take a moment because Chiva, you and I shared this same experience almost 8 years ago, what used to be called the Bank of California, where this chant that appeared at the San Diego Stadium also appeared in the early games of LAFC. You were one of the leaders that immediately came forward. Quickly, Chiva, what does San Diego needs to do to eradicate this from their stadium?
they got to jump on it fast. Zero tolerance. Whoever they see doing that, even if it's 1 or 100 people, they got to kick him out. That's number one. Number two, people has to understand, just like what we said, how we said it 8 years ago. It doesn't matter what it means to you, man. It's hurtful, and I'm pretty sure San Diego's gonna find the right thing to say and the right thing to do to make it happen and to make it stop, which is the most important thing.
Also on the field, unfortunately, San Diego couldn't find the formula for success. It's not looking good. Chucky Lozano out with an injury. Their DP and most incisive player might be out for the foreseeable future. In my eyes, an early favorite as the most powerful team in MLS, ladies and gentlemen, is Minnesota. Minnesota is playing at a very high level, scoring in bunches. Nik, do you think they can sustain this for this long 30-plus game season?
We're going to have to see if this is sort of an out-of-the-gate magic that they're feeling right now. But hey, as long as Calvin Yeboah keeps smashing goals into the net like that when they really need it and showing up, and other players as well, I don't see why not. I mean, they've been a dark horse throughout this in the last few years. They've been showing out. They've been doing great. They haven't had the results maybe the end of the season that we want to see, but they're getting there. They're building. And that's only going to grow as they kind of make their mark and make themselves a household name in terms of the MLS.
They beat one of the favorites, one of the top teams in the East. Cincinnati is promised to be one of the top 3 teams. It will still be the case, but we're talking about teams that are coming out swinging at a really high level. We skipped from a team on the West. What, again, is my dark horse. We're going to bring it into the conversation. San Jose, they were able to get the result, and it wasn't a miracle. It was a dominating performance. Chiva, are you a believer now on the Pitufos? Do you think that the Pitufos got what it takes to, make a run deep into the playoffs?
Man, San Jose has only proven that they're serious, that it's going to be a tough team to beat, but it's a long season. It's a long season. Anything can happen. Just like with Galaxy, I know a lot of Galaxy fans are upset right now, but look, man, after summer, big signings coming out, I guarantee you that, and things are going to change for all the teams. So hopefully they can keep it up. They're doing really good. They started pretty well, and that's good to build confidence because they've been gone for years. When San Jose hasn't done anything for many years, and this is looking really good.
The turnaround is incredible. Let's go quickly to the table. Guys, pull the table in front of you for a moment and let's check this out. The first place, San Jose Earthquakes at the top of the table with 6 points, followed by Vancouver, which is not a surprise. Vancouver was one of my favorite teams to watch last season. LAFC on third place, all of them with 6 points. San Diego is still with the trouble that they are showing in 4th place. And then we got Dallas in 5th place. Incredible results. And on the East, Chiva, what do you think about Philadelphia, Columbus, and Inter Miami rounding the top 3?
Columbus and Miami, we kind of agree that they were going to be there. Well, me, not too much. I said they were going to struggle because Cucho is no longer with Columbus. But Philadelphia, they're looking pretty good, man. I mean, they always been a contender for the MLS Cup. We saw that amazing final against LAFC. And since then, I mean, they've been at top. I'm not surprised at all. I really love to see the fact that Miami is getting some competition in the East.
What Chiva just mentioned, I think Philadelphia is kind of coming out and showing out and surprising everybody. It's kind of blasphemous for me to be saying this after how we opened up our season, but San Diego, I'm invested in what San Diego is going to bring coming forward. As much as it hurts me, LA Galaxy sitting at a cool 14th. In the West, could be worse, could be 15th. Sorry, Houston. But I'm interested to see how San Diego's gonna fare. Like you guys said, right? This is you only have a first season once, and you guys remember it as LAFC fans, and that's really special. And look, they kicked our butts, but it's love, and I'm interested to see how that's gonna unfold. So my focus is on SD.
That is the case, Nik. San Diego surprising many on their early games, but they have homework to do on the stands. But that's all the time that we have right now. We got to go on a break. But when we come back, we have Champions League, we have Conca Champions, and predictions to see who's going to advance on the next round of Champions League. Another exciting games. This is LatiNation Football Club.
Which is a great place to be. Are you in the locker room? Like, you giving like the Any Given Sunday inches Al Pacino speech? Are we there yet?
Oh yeah, I think we've been there. We're gonna have a long talk with Rob today about the 99 199 issue from last week. Like I just don't get how he is still employed. We gotta talk to ownership about that one.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Possible that while every other state is trying to copy New York and get that 51% tax on sports betting, is it possible that New York will actually lower their taxes? That's surprising.
The question is, of course, well, what sports books could go there? I mean, we're already at 9 that are the biggest ones out there in the market. So, I mean, who are you really missing?
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Remember when everyone was upset about NIL? You know what NIL did? Make sure Cooper Flagg wasn't playing with the G League Ignite. That's good for us. That's good for college basketball. When the best players are actually playing college basketball.
You're going to get battle tested. And it doesn't matter, Kevin, if you're at home or on the road. If you don't come ready to play in the SEC, you're going home with an L.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Bienvenidos. Estamos de regreso en LatiNation Football Club, and I'm so excited because now is the turn to talk about Champions League, the best tournament in the world, and that's why I'm here with Chiva Mayor and Nik Z, my fellow experts. We are ready to break it all down. 8 games. We have only 8 minutes. Guys, let's go. Real Madrid, they win at home 2-1 over Atlético de Madrid. Chiva, were you happy with the result?
Yes, of course I was happy with the result. Let me tell you why. It's Atletico de Madrid. It's always tough to score Atletico de Madrid. Rodrigo and Brahim Diaz managed to score, and it was just good to see that, that Madrid is still Madrid in Champions League, even though, Atletico fought back, and it's not over yet. I mean, en la casa de Atletico is going to be very difficult, but I'm happy with the result because they won, and we're on the right path to get another orejona.
Atlético de Madrid show glimpses of quality and the ability to win this series. El golazo de Julián, incredible Julián Álvarez curling that ball after cutting in. Beautiful, beautiful stop. Now let's move to another game that I really, really enjoyed. Arsenal trashing 7-1 over PSV. Nick, what a waterfall of goals. Tell me, what was your favorite moment of the game?
Man, I mean, just the stats coming out of this. Massive shout out to PSV, the first team in UCL history to have 7 goals scored. Oh my God, in the knockouts. Man, I mean, look, Arsenal, a team that either is euphoric for their fans or really disappoints. In that point, it was euphoric. This was kind of like a Brazil versus Germany moment watching this. Do you guys remember that in the World Cup? I had those while I was watching. It was hard to watch by the end. But Arsenal looking amazing. A team that's never won the Champions League right now. The European dream is still alive for them. They're looking good. Let's see if they can, keep this up going into the second leg and make this, 14-0 aggregate at the end of this. I doubt that, but
I don't think the result is going to be that bulky, but definitely Martin Odegaard making Arsenal look really dangerous. And with these results, for me at least, they become part of the top 4 teams in the competition. Talking about top teams, we saw several games where these behemoths of European soccer were against the ropes by much smaller teams. Leverkusen that seemed to be very, very intent on winning this game, but with 3 plays, with very few shots on goal, Bayern Munich gets the result. Chiva, your impressions on this game?
I mean, big teams, that's a difference, right? You get a couple of chances, they score, and that's how they change the games. And it's unfortunately for Leverkusen because they were playing pretty well, man. I think they dominated a lot of the game, but again, los grandes siempre despiertan and they score when they have the opportunities. It was a good match, and I said Bayern Munich is Bayern Munich. They know each other a lot, so that's what I thought Bayern Munich was gonna be able to win this match.
And you were right on your prediction. Another game with German teams, Borussia Dortmund tying 1-1 with Lille. A hard-fought game that didn't give us much talking points, and we'll have to decide next week who moves on. Nick, Club Brugge, a team that had come showing a lot of offensive power, didn't have a way to make a dent on the game of Aston Villa that came out swinging. Your impressions?
I mean, Club Brugge, a team that eliminated Atalanta, scoring 5 goals in their 2 legs, just not having it. I mean, they kind of were holding their own in the beginning until that gut-wrenching own goal that just, I think, put them over, and they couldn't come back for it. Couldn't come back. Villa were looking so good. I feel bad for Bruges in this one because they had it in them. They just couldn't make it happen.
Another game that I really, really enjoy was Feyenoord versus Inter. I was hoping that Feyenoord continue the fairy tale, continue the downing of Italian giants, but that was not the case. Lautaro Martinez came out playing at one of the highest levels that I've seen him play in many, many weeks, and they get the result, Inter winning this 2-0 as a visitor. Chiva, do you think Feyenoord has the answer to get the result next week at home?
I mean, I underestimated them against Milan, and I said no, that Milan was going to dance. Yes, they do. I think they do. They're gonna fight for to keep the dream going. But honestly, I see Inter Milan very, very strong, and I was gonna ask. I think they're a top contender for at least the semifinals of the champions.
Now, on purpose, I left these 2 games at the end of our segment because they were heartbreaking games. First, Barcelona. Oh my God, this team is dangerous. This team knows how to win games even when everything is going against them. A crazy performance from the goalkeepers on both games, on the Liverpool side as well. But Chiva, how heartbreaking was or how beautiful was this win for Barcelona?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see one man down since the first half, 33rd minute, I think. And then Rafinha on fire with his 9th goal. I mean, one mistake, again, we talk about big teams, small teams, lose focus, make one mistake, and Rafinha capitalizes and makes that 1-0. But Barcelona looks really, really good again, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for them to win the Champions League, to be honest.
Benfica looked really dangerous and had so many chances in the first half to put this game in the bag. It was also the case on the other game, Nick. Liverpool showing that the champion has a level that has to be dominated and you cannot give them any chances. Paris Saint-Germain had a gazillion opportunities to win this game. They were showing that Liverpool is not invincible, that you can overwhelm them, that you can put them against the ropes. Nick, tell me what happened. How was it possible that they didn't got the result?
Barca's keeper, Szczesny, man of the match for sure. The cigarette smoking Polish goat deserves a big pack of Marlboro Reds for that performance. I would say the exact same thing with Alisson for Liverpool. Get that man a statue outside of Anfield. This is the most bizarre victory I've seen from Liverpool in a very long time. They lost in every single aspect of the match, but pulled out a win out of their you-know-what's in the very end, and they deserve it, I guess, because of Alisson keeping it down. By the way, the final goal in the last minute, thanks to Alisson, who started that play, a long kick down to the strikers. He made that happen. I mean, Liverpool gets outranked 27-2 in shots in that game, 10-1 in shots on goal, and somehow pulled the rabbit out the hat at the very end, thanks to the keeper.
You heard it here in LatiNation Football Club. We are so excited to see which are the teams that are going to move on until the next phase of Champions League, and we'll have every bit of information here. But we got to go on a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more of another Champions tournament, the Champions Cup, Conca Champions, when we are back here in LatiNation Football Club.
76ers is they tried to play two different things. They tried to play contender, and they tried to play protect Joel Embiid. It wasn't doing Joel Embiid any good. And this goes back to what I've talked about numerous times on this network. Why did they let him play in the first place? Why was he on the Olympic team? I mean, we looked at it last year in the playoffs against the Knicks. The damn kid was on one leg.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're gonna go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's gonna help me get the job done. There is not gonna be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
¿Qué tal, amigos? We are back here in LatiNation Football Club, and we are very excited because we are going to talk about Conca Champions, the CONCACAF Champions Cup, where the top teams in the North Americas, the Caribbean, and Central America fight for the title of the best in the continent. And we are in the round of 16. Chiva Mayor and Nik Z, my trusted collaborators, are here with me. We're going to break down the first leg of the round of 16, and we're going to start with a game that I know Chiva is very, 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 very happy with. Chivas beating América, el superclásico en la ida de Conca Champions. Chiva, tell me, dime qué viviste en la noche de anoche.
First of all, let's say that Chivas with a new coach, again, Gerardo Espinosa, bringing it down, playing a very defensive. He focused a lot and defending the goal because it's very important, right? They score now, we have to score too. Chivas played really well defensively. I think America struggled a lot to score in Chivas. Now, yes, it was an own goal, and we won 1-0 over because of an own goal, but Chivas played pretty decent, especially because we play against El Tricampeón that has been playing very good. I'm very happy, excited for the future of this team. I think that we have a team to compete, and we're going to have a lot of surprises when Chivas.
Let's remember that in this tournament, the away goals are really important because they count more. That was not the case. Let's go on the opposite side of the equation. Galaxy losing by the same score, but they were not able to go and do a mark on their visit to Costa Rica against Herediano. Nick, what was the failure of Galaxy in this game?
I would say the basic failure that's plaguing them in the regular season as well is they're trying to kind of come out the gates and rebuild. This is a brand new team that's completely lost its way it's a car driving without its headlights in the light, essentially. And then you combine that with the fact that in this kind of tournament, which is what makes this tournament so special, is you're traveling to other countries, different climates, far away, and you're playing against teams that are going to surprise you, that have a completely different pace, a different tempo, a different style. Whether that is a Costa Rican team, it doesn't need to be the case. A Nicaraguan team, a Haitian team, they might surprise, and they often do. And that's actually my favorite part about this tournament. I'm just trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to think of something positive to say here because things are not looking that good for the Galaxy. But hey, we're coming back home. Let's see if we can kind of get our act together and start to show some sort of semblance of a team that can actually repeat something from the last season without our key players who are not expected until the summer at least. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, not a good start for the Galaxy. We're lucky that we even didn't have to do the earlier games because we had the bye thanks to our success last year. So whatever.
Nick, I wish you the best. I'm very happy because the Black and Gold go 3 goals against none other than Columbus. The Black and Gold, I was the first one to say, the first 2 MLS games didn't look like they had that firepower. They didn't seem to be gelling up front, but now they came out swinging, clearly superior to one of the best teams in MLS. Y también mis Pumas, showing that with their new coach, Efraín, a Puma de Corazón, they have their spirit back, and they also went ahead and won 2-0 over Alajuelense. This is looking really, really good. Vancouver and Monterrey. Another game that showed a lot of promise. There was a 1-1. Sergio Ramos showing why he was brought into the team, playing at a very high level. Now, another game that was a draw, Seattle versus Cruz Azul, a game that I was hoping a lot of goals. None of them came. Mexican teams should always be afraid of playing Seattle because they are so good at beating Mexican teams. I am thinking that this will be the case. Ansel, once again, will trash the Mexican teams in CONCACAF Champions. Chiva, do you think America will have response against Chivas and darle la voltereta al partido and move on?
Chivas is living a different reality right now with this new coach, and I'm hoping that Chivas is going to advance and they're going to surprise everybody.
In the rest of the games, I think Pumas is going to advance. I think Monterrey is going to advance, but we'll have all the information here next week once the final results are in. Chiva, Nick, thank you so much for being here with me today. We are very excited next week, guys. Next week, we have a big show. We're going to talk about the international window. We're going to talk about Mexico contra Canadá, Estados Unidos contra Panama, and we might have some surprises for you. But stay tuned. Stay here with us in LatiNation Football Club, where we have the very best of soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. We have it here. We got Nik Z, we got Chiva Mayor, y yo, su servilleta, Marcelino Ortiz. We'll be waiting for you guys next week. Hasta la vista.
It's made every match so much more enjoyable to watch because you don't get the stinkers, right?
Right. It goes back to these guys being smart. They figured out that if I've got the hammer in my back pocket and I don't relinquish it, we can just play them straight up and win. They figured that out. And so it's like, all right, now credit to the people at TGL. Like, no, we need to fix this because the hammer can change the match. And since we fixed it, you're not out of it.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than game time decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Off of the combine this weekend, there's been lots of anonymous sources and position coaches and all these things that sat down in interviews with him. A lot of teams allegedly don't see him as a first-round pick.
Their big mouth that thinks they can do it either. They're embarrassing themselves. They all think they're so smart, everybody in this business. You're all a bunch of drips. Honestly, you don't know who's going anywhere.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on